The President of the United States is the head of the government. Their duty is to protect and speak for the people. They have the power to do things that keep us safe. Over time, the President's power has grown significantly, yet we believe this not to be a significant threat. The founders established criteria for the President with proper meaning, and we believe that as long as the ability to check our presidents, we will remain a democracy. The founders' vision for the presidency, as outlined in Article 2, emphasizes a strong and singular executive branch that could lead to the nations effectively. This reflects their beliefs in the need for a clear and decisive leader while also avoiding the overconcentration of power to one branch. The founders emphasized the need for a president who had the ability to act fast in times of crisis, but also one who could be held accountable via checks and balances. During the ratification of the Constitution, the founders had specific powers and responsibilities assigned to the president. This included the power to pass or veto laws, act as commander-in-chief, negotiate or bargain, appoint ambassadors and cabinet members, as mentioned in Article 2. The reasons for granting said powers to the president was to reflect the founder ideology of unity, accountability, and balance. With one singular head of government, it was believed to better suit the government's needs while also dismantling the idea of tyranny via the ideology of accountability. An example of the president's power with checks and balances is the executive's ability to pass or veto laws. This power grants the president to enforce laws critical for national security, while vetoing laws that the legislative branch wants to enforce but might be seen as a threat. This was intended to avoid an imbalance of power while the presidency's formal power stays the same. The use has evolved over time significantly in the area of executive order. For example, modern presidents have used executive orders to pass urgent issues, showing that Article 2 has flexibility for new and upcoming issues. In Federal 70, Alexander Hamilton argues that a single executive is necessary to ensure a strong government. He then asserts that an executive branch made up of too many people would not provide stability or effectiveness needed for the nation to flourish. Rather, a single executive branch would allow for stability and accountability to prevent tyranny. Hamilton's central government in Federalist 70 is that a single executive is key for a good government. A unified executive branch is more capable in decision-making, which ensures the government's ability to protect the nation, manage affairs, and enforce laws. Not to mention, according to Hamilton, unity in the executive branch prevents division and confusion which could arise from having multiple leaders, like disagreement or lack of coordination. In Federalist 70, Hamilton responds to the concerns about a single executive becoming too powerful, like a tyrant. However, he argues that the executive will be kept check via the system of checks and balances, ensuring not one branch overpowers another. He then asserts that a strong president doesn't threaten liberty due to their power being limited by other branches. Hamilton's overall principles in Federalist 70 remain relevant today, specifically in times of crisis where quick action and decision-making is necessary. Modern presidents like Roosevelt demonstrate how a strong executive can lead effectively in times of crisis, like when the Great Depression occurred. Over time, public expectation of the president has shifted from simply a figure of the nation to an active leader responsible for shaping policy and maintaining order. Initially, the president's role was more symbolic. However, modern presidents like Roosevelt, JFK, and many more were expected to manage complex domestic and international issues, reflecting the shift of increased government and global involvement. For example, JFK faced immense pressure during the Cuban Missile Crisis to prevent a deadly nuclear war, highlighting the expensive role of the president for guarding the nation. As for presidents today, they are responsible to lead decisive action in times of crisis, like 9/11 and many wars that have or are occurring as of now, which highlights how the role of president have evolved over has evolved to active leadership in shaping the nation's future. All in all, the President of the U.S. has the duty to protect and represent the people. Over time, the President's power has expanded significantly, which has raised concern of an authoritarian government. This issue has now raised many debates over the given and implied powers of the President, which is a recurring issue in our time. These concerns over presidential power, in terms of its expansion, have